Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, I'm back. So, my name's Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and tonight is How To Tuesday. Yes, we're going to learn all about hair, how to paint hair, hair. So, if you're painting with me, say hello, hello, hello. And if someone's painting with you, make sure you mention them so we can do roll call. That's what I'm talking about. So, let me show you what's on my table here. All right, I got all sorts of brushes. I'll tell you what I'm using before I pick it up. We've got our water, we've got our palette, we've got our paper towels. We are ready to rock and roll. And of course, we have to say hi to you know who. He's lounging. Say hi, buddy boy. Hi, Butters. Who's a good boy? You're the bestest boy ever. Hello, 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 Kelly. Hi, Lisa. Hi, artists. Hi, guys. I'm back. So, I think I need a vacation from my vacation. Yep, so I was in the Bahamas. I figured I'd go do a little, get a little braids, get some braids going on, right? So, here I am, all decked out. My trip was amazing. Thank you very much. A lot of firsts in life. First time on a cruise, first time snorkeling, first time to tropical islands, first time out of the country. Thank you, Kelly. First time I got to pet a dolphin. He gave me a hug right here on my shoulder. So lots and lots of firsts. Thank you. Thank you, God, for blessing me with such an amazing vacation. So everybody looks good, looking good, looking good. Hello, 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 Margaret. How you doing, sweetheart? So we are not doing an actual painting this evening. This is all practice. This practice session is for you. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask me 6,000%, and I'll answer them the best that I can. I'm going to put you guys, hello, 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 Tina M in the house. I'm going to put you guys in your handy dandy holder. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll get this practice session started. Yes, we'll get it started. So, say hello. Drop the phone. That's what I just did. Let's try that again. Earthquake. Handy dandy holder time. There we are. Woo! Boy, oh boy. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, sweetheart. Looking cute, looking cute. Looking cute. That's me. Alright, I'm going to pour my paint. You guys get to do the same. I'm working on a 16 by 20 canvas. You guys practice on whatever you want to practice on. If you have media paper, make sure you tape down the corners or secure your corners so that it doesn't curl. And same paint every single party. Black, white, blue, yellow, and red. So I will show you how to mix the colors for what we're doing tonight. And we're going to do hair. I'm going to show you all about painting hair. Hair. It's going to be a hairy session. Oh, yeah. Hairy. Yes. So, white, black, red, blue, and yellow. Lisa's a watcher tonight. She's a watcher. Hello. We have our watchers. We have our creepers. We have our painters. Those of you that are practicing with me. It's all good. Let me get my Java and we'll get started. Oh yeah, got the coffee in the house. Got the coffee. Coffee's all ready. Oh yeah, and just a reminder, all my videos are kid friendly, so you watch your comments and I'll try to watch this thing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's right. Alright, so we're going to learn about hair. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do just regular old hair. Hair coming down from the head. Jana is a watcher tonight. Kelly is a watcher tonight. She got pizza in the oven. That's what I'm talking about. We got watchers in the house. Welcome to the fam, Jana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody give an Eve's Creations paint party hello to Jana. Oh, yeah. Kelly's a watcher. Lots of watchers in the house. All right, so I'm going to make brown. All right, guys, so I'm going to grab some red. I'm going to grab some yellow. Okay, I'm going to grab a smidge of white. And we're going to grab a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue, just a tiny, tiny bit. And we're going to mix that all together. All right, so there's a few things I want to tell you about hair. And with hair, it's not that hard to do. It's actually very fun to do. If your brown's looking a little green, add more red. If it's looking a little purple, add more yellow. So I got myself a brownish color here. I'm going to make it a little darker, so I'm going to grab some more blue. And we'll get this started. So, a few things I want to, now we're looking green. So let me grab some more red. Grab too much blue. You only need a smidge of the blue, guys. You only need a smidge, or black, whatever. But you only need a smidge, 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 smidge. Alright, that's about as good as I'm going to play with it. You are welcome, Jana. Hello. Alright, so I'm going to turn around. One thing you always want to remember is you want to go, your brush strokes need to be in the motion of the hair. So I'm using Big Boy. He is a 1-inch flat. Alright, so we're just going to turn around like we're looking at the back of somebody's head, right? So we're going to oval it this way. And then I'm just going to pull straight down and do some flicks. Now, what you want to remember is you want your brush strokes to be the direction of the hair, alright? And one cool thing is you don't have to over mix your colors, because hair is like all different strands of color. And if you notice, I didn't over mix my brown, and now I have all this lovely separation of colors if I stop playing with it to the hair. Alright, so I already have these separations of colors, and you leave it alone. Leave it alone, unlike me right now. The more you brush over it, the more blended it's going to become. Hello, 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 Lisa. How you doing, sweetheart? My cruise was amazing. First time on a boat. The boat, I should say, ship. It was huge. It was like 2 lengths of a football field. I had to take 2 separate pictures to get the front and the back. I'm going to post some photos for you guys on the page. Not to gloat, but just some amazing scenery. I was able to see the sky in a 180 view, and it was absolutely amazing. Feeling very, very, very blessed and grateful that I had that opportunity in life. Hi, Cheryl. How you doing, sweetheart? So, I've never, the only time I was out of the country beforehand was the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. So, I was able to go out of the country to tropical islands. So, what you want to do is you have a base color, right? So, you have a base color, and you want to make a darker version of that. So, I'm going to grab some black. And I'm going to grab some of that brown again. And I'm not going to over mix. I'm going to keep it separated on my brush. And we're just going to put some darker tones in here. You set your notifications but got busy. I can understand that. So with a very, very light touch. And here, there, not everywhere. I am just going to very lightly. Very lightly. See that? Hardly even touching the canvas. And since I didn't over mix, it's doing these separations of color for me, so it's looking like strands of hair. Okay, so very, very lightly. Alright, we're going to put some darker pieces of hair in there. And then you can turn your brush, long ways here, and just drag some of that down a little further. Alright, you're going to just drag that down a little bit further. Okay, so, and what you want to remember is that let the brush do the work. Let the brush do the work. Don't over mix your colors on your palette. Let the brush do the work. So I have very little bit of paint on here, and I am just putting some darker strands into my hair. Okay, so your phone keeps dinging. I'll watch later. Thanks. All right, Cheryl. Replays are always, always, always available, so you can 6,000% watch later. Okay? And anyone watching a replay, if you have a question for me, feel free to ask. I'm swirl tap dabbing, big boy, but I'm cheating. I'm using my sink. So I totally cheated on that, guys. Totally cheated on that. All right. And then what you want to do is you want... Yes. Oh, don't go crazy. Don't go nutty, sweetie. And Kelly, you like to put a lot of paint on your brush. And these are small, small, small amounts of paint. Not a lot of paint at all when you're doing the darker strands and the lighter strands. And you just want to very lightly glide your brush over your base color. Yeah. Oh, prayers for Kelly, guys. Hey, 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 fam. Hey, 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 Cynthia. How you doing, sweetheart? Prayers for Kelly, guys. She's got a bum foot. She got a bum's foot. Yep, little bits at a time. So now what I want to do is I want to put in some of the lighter strands. So I'm going to take that base color, and I'm not going to add white. I'm going to add some more yellow. And I'm going to grab that dirty yellow that I had from making my color. So it's like a really dirty, dirty yellow. You see that? You see that? And all I did... Oh, I've had that. I've had that before. That's rough. That's a rough one. I had a chiropractor that hyper stretched plantar fasciitis for me, and it hurt like you know what's it's. But it definitely worked. So I'm grabbing that dirty paint right here, and I'm just pulling my brush through it. So it's staying separated on my brush. You guys see that? Separated, not over mixing. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to add some lighter strands now. Again, very light touch. Very, 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 very light touch. Right? And then I'm just going to turn my brush long ways and maybe pull some strands through. Okay? And I'm thinking I want to add a little bit of a red tone to this. So I'm going to grab my red and my yellow. I'm going to grab my red and my yellow. You guys see that? And I'm just going to grab red and yellow. Because the yellow with just the black is kind of making it like green, and I don't want that. You need shots in both your feet. You need surgery, but you don't want... Oh, bone spurs? Ew, those hurt too. Those hurt too, right? You don't realize how much you use your feet until you hurt your feet. Alright, and I'm just pulling this through. And I'm using a little more firm of a touch because my paint dried. And that's okay. Because all of these highlighted hair strands are going to go in very nicely. Very nicely. Okay, and I'm going to grab some more of that red. Okay, so it's better to keep filling your brush up, right? You want to keep filling up your brush little bits at a time than getting too much paint on your can. Of course, I went out of lines. That's what spit's for. Let's get that back in there. And now I'm going to grab just red. Because red's kind of see-through. Red's kind of see-through, so we can put that in. So you always want to turn around and do here, there, not everywhere. If you guys see, I'm only pulling it through the hair every so often. Every so often. And since the red is kind of see-through, kind of helps keeping those dark colors in there. Alright, so you guys... Right, what you want to remember is that you want to use a nice base color, you know, the color that you're going to do the whole thing. And then you're going to add some darks to it, right? Here, there, not everywhere. And then you can turn around and add your highlights to it. So, let me give you a close-up. Close-up. And you can see all the separation of color I achieved just by letting the brush do the work. You see all that separation of color? See that? See how pretty that is? So that's what you want to achieve. All right, guys? And all that was putting a base coat and then a very small amount of paint, not overmixed on my brush, and very lightly putting that in. And then as my paint was drying, I was able to grab some red and yellows, again, not over mixing on my brush, and lightly put those on top. And that is the effect you will get. Alright, guys, that is the effect you will get. And underneath, if you notice, just by kind of flicking my brush down, you have the broken pieces. You have the broken pieces of the hair strands. And that was all by doing a little flick of my brush. You have a rake brush. Would it work for highlights? Yes. Yes. That's the brush that kind of has like a piece and then a higher piece and then a higher piece, right? That's a rake brush. That would totally work for you, Lisa. Especially if you want to put like bold strands of hair highlighted. Like if she just got her hair frosted, that would work for you. That would work for you. Alright, now that this is totally dry, I can go back in. And grab that yellow. I'm going to grab a lot more yellow and a little bit of red. Again, not over mixing. See how it's separate? Here, let me hold my hand up so you have a background. See how it's separated on my brush? Okay? And I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go long ways, and I'm just going to put some money pieces in here. I'm just going to put some money pieces in there. Here, there, not everywhere, guys. Alright, so we're just going to put, and so that's what your rake brush would be able to do for you, is putting these money pieces in. Alright, and again, make sure your brush strokes follow the hair. I'm just letting it drop down. I'm just letting it drop down. And I'm doing the curve up here. I'm doing a curve. See that? I did a curve. And then let it drop down. Okay, because the top of the head is round. So now I'm just going to put those money pieces in. And there you have it. Alright, there you have it. The back of a head right then and there. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. So those of you who are practicing along with me, I'll give you a minute to ketchup mustard. Ketchup mustard, who wants a hamburger? Oh yeah. You guys notice how scratchy my voice is? That's because I was talking this whole vacation and hooting and hollering because I went to go see shows. My voice is shot. I got that sexy scratchy thing going on. That's what's going on here. That's what the deal is right now. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you, and thank you, Lisa, for all the ideas, Lisa B. And Lisa W is here. We got Lisa Squared going on tonight. I want to show you, she needs a trim, right? She has all those broken ends. So, since Diane said that, let me show you something else. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to clean up the bottom. Alright, since she needs a trim. Diane's like, she needs a trim. Alright, I'm going to go back to my base color. And I'm going to clean up the bottom. So, still with Big Boy. Just a little bit of paint on my brush. A little bit. And I'm just going to come in here. And I'm going to do a little zigzag zoom action. I'm just going up and down with my brush like this. Just going up and down with my brush like that. Alright, just doing a little wiggle wiggle action going on. A little wiggle wiggle. Okay, not a lot of paint. Whenever you see me go off camera, I'm just grabbing some more paint. And then you just want to pull that. See how I'm doing flicks upwards like this? You just want to pull that up into what you already painted. And then this way, Louise, that's funny. You thought the same thing. Hairdressers can't leave it like that. Lisa's a hairdresser too, right? So I'm cleaning up her edges for you guys. And I'm going to grab that red and yellow that I had, and we're just going to pop some of those back in there, right? We're just going to pop some of those back in there, and I'm just flicking upwards. I'm just taking the brush and I'm going like that. That's all I'm doing. So we'll put some of that red and yellow pieces back in there on the bottom. And here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. Okay, so, alright guys, she's all cleaned up on her edges. There you go. There you have it. Alright, so you guys can see her edges. Alright, and that's how you do that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn around and I'm going to show you how to do. Say you're looking at the face from the front, right? Say you're looking at the face from the front. So we're going to turn around and do the front of a face with the hair getting pulled back. Alright, so I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to grab my white and my red and my yellow. And I'm going to smush that all together. Make myself a little peachy peach going on. Alright, and we're going to turn around and let me move the canvas here. Give us some more room. Da, 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 flip, 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 flip it around. Ba, ba, da, da, ba, da, da. Just like that. Do, 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 do. Gives us more room. Yes, it does. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. There we go. So we got more room now, and let's do our face. Yep, so the whole thing with hair is you want to get the separation of the strands. And it's not hard to do. It just takes a little practice of making sure that you're not over mixing your paint. So when you grab your paint with your paintbrush, you're getting all that separation of color on your brush. And then putting it on light enough to where you turn around and it doesn't blend into your base coat. So you want to put it on light enough so it's not blending into your base coat. And then once it dries, you can do those money pieces. Right? Here, there, not everywhere though, right? Because otherwise you're going to make your whole head right? So we're going to turn around and I'm just going to do a little, could help if the camera was where I was painting. Alright. I got vacation brain still. I'm telling you, I need a vacation from my vacation. Alright, so we're just going to put a little head here. We're just going to give ourselves a little head. Alright. Just put that in. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a tiny. Alright, tiny is just a small round brush. So number 1 round. And I'm going to put in the ears. Now what you want to remember with a face is that there's a lot of forehead in a face. Especially mine. I got like a 5 head going on. Look at all that forehead we got going on there. See that? And you see where my ear is? It matches to where my eyebrow is. Alright, so if everybody looks at their face, I'm going to have everybody looking at their face. Your eyebrows and your ears line up. So you want to make sure you give enough room to put your ears in, your ears are actually lower on the head, like right here. All right? So when you put your ears in, they're lower on the head, okay? And then, you know, just for ha-ha's sake, we'll put in some eyebrows. Okay, so we'll put in some eyebrows. All right? They're too far apart. They're way too far apart. Here we go. That's better. All right. So, now, for her hair, right, I'm going to turn around and we're going to have it so where it's like pulled back into a bun. All right. So I'm going to grab, this is a 1/2 inch flat, right? Nothing fancy here. It's a 1/2 inch flat. It's just half the size of Big Boy. Okay. And I'm going to turn around and grab that brown that I made before. So I'm just grabbing that brown that I made before, and we're going to turn around and we're going to put in like her hair's pulled back. Okay, so you want to turn around and just put these pieces in that are close to her head. Okay, like her hair is pulled back. Right, again, notice I'm going in the direction of the hair. All right, I'm going in the direction of the hair. Right, so it'd be straight up and down, and then coming over this way and putting it close to the ear, because it's going to be thinner by the ear, and you're going to see a little piece up top. All right, so it's going to be thinner by the ear, and you're going to see a little piece on top. That's all. That's all you're going to see. So I'm putting in by the ear, and then I'm pulling down towards the face. All right, so I'm going to do my little line here. It's thinner towards the ear. All right, and then we're going to pull down towards the face. Okay, and then I'm going to turn around and give her some bangs. So I'm going to put my base coat in, and with a very, very, very light touch, I'm just going to, she needs angled bangs. You want curtain bangs on her? I can do curtain bangs. Let's do curtain bangs. Those are fun. So I'm going to find my center. I'm going to find the center of my head. And now I'm going to turn around and just do a little swoop. Just going to do a little swoop. That's all. So there's a swoop there. All right, Louise, I got you. Some angled bangs. Here we go. All right, so swooping it that way. We're going to do some curtain bangs on her, right? So, and just swooping this way. Again, small amounts of paint, guys. And I'm just doing a little flick to the side. And if you noticed, I'm brushing this on in the direction of the hair. She has split ends. Oh my God, you guys are cracking me up. Alright, so there we go. There's some curtain bangs for you guys. Alright, and I'm doing this all in my base coat. That's all I'm doing. Alright, and now she's going to have a, let's do a bun, right? So she has a bun all the way at the top of her head. So what you want to do is you're going to curve your brush. Alright, you're going to curve it. So you're going to curve like that. And then you're going to curve like this. Okay? Hi, hey, Tammy. What's going on, love? All right, so we're going to curve it. Okay? And I'm going to do a curve down here. Or I'm going to do a curve down here. Okay? And then I'm going to just bring it around on the top. And then do curving motions. Again, right? One of the things I told you. Follow the direction of the hair. Right? Follow the direction of the hair. Now you want horns? We're not adding horns. I'm not going to add horns. You're silly. You guys are silly. Cynthia wants horns. It's bad enough for her bangs need to be trimmed. It's kind of like my bangs. I cut my bangs in and they need to be trimmed. Look, I got horns. See that? Look at this. We got horns on here because they need to be trimmed already. That's my braids. See, guys? I got those done in Coco K. Coco Cay, Bahamas. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to let this dry a minute, and then I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you putting in the dark and the light on her. All right, so let's move the camera up closer. There we go. There we go. Close up. Hi, everybody. Missed my fam. Hello. My horns. So, we're going to put her closer. All right. So, give everybody a minute to catch up, Mustard. Looked like horns before I closed the bun. Oh, yeah. Right here, right? When I did the swoop, swoop that way. I got you. I got you, Cynthia. So, now I'm going to turn around and put in my darker pieces. So, I'm going to turn around and grab some black. That base brown color that I made. Alright, and I'm going to do like a little dab dab. A little dab dab just to make sure it's a darker color. Right? And where's the dark going to be? The dark's going to be here under the bun. So I want to place my brush on here and do little flicks upwards. Okay, going to do little flicks upwards. Like that. And then it's going to be at the base of the bun here, so I'm going to do little flicks downwards. Okay, so we're doing little flicks down now. Alright, and I'm just turning my brush long ways and pulling that through the hair. Okay? Alright, a lot of guys are wearing their hair in top knots or man buns. Many have longer hair than their women. That is true. That is true. Right? We could be doing a man bun right now. Alright, now I swirl tap dab my brush. Right? Grab my lighter colors. And grab my lighter colors. Okay? So, I'm going to turn around and grab that red and that yellow. Right, so I'm grabbing red and I'm grabbing yellow. And I'm just using a flat brush. This brush is just smaller than Big Boy since my head's kind of small. I'm going to do a little dab dab to make sure it's the color that I want. Right, and then I'm going to go to the top of the bun. And again, you're curving. Alright, so you're curving. You're curving your brush strokes. And you could just take the little corner of your brush here and just kind of feed them in. So I'm curving my brush strokes, and then I'm going to take the little corner of the brush, right, and just kind of pull some of these. I'm going to pull some of those through the black. Alright, and I'm going to grab some more red. I'm grabbing some more red, and I'm going to put that on the tippy top like that. And again, take that corner and just pull it in through the rest of the bun. Alright, let that dry a minute, right? So I'm going to grab that red and that little bit of yellow, and I'm going to do it through her bangs. So now, through her bangs, I'm going to swoop, right? We're going to swoop, guys. So we're going to swoop, right? Swoop, swoop. We're swooping. We're swooping, everybody. That's what we're doing. And on this side, we're going to swoop. Okay? So notice I didn't use a lot of paint. Not a lot of paint at all. At all, Kelly. Right? And we're doing a little swoop. There's a money piece right there. Right? If I leave it alone. I get another little money piece right there. Right? Leave it alone. Right? And I went out of the lines, so I'm just going to make her, I'm going to grab the original color and make that part a little bit bigger. Because of course I went out of the lines. I'm Eve. That's what I do. I never paint in the lines. Alright, I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to go back to the yellow. So I'm grabbing just yellow now, and I'm going to go up here, right at the tippy top. I'm going to put some yellow in there, and then pull it through. Pull it through the rest of the hair. Alright, just going to pull it through. So you don't want to lose that dark right there. You don't want to lose it, but you want it to look like hair strands. So I'm using the corner of my brush and I'm just pulling it through. That's all I'm doing. And I'm going to take a little bit of that dark and I'm going to turn around and put some of the dark strands in there too. So I'm just dabbing and pulling all in the direction of the hair. And I'm going to grab my red. So if you notice, I'm just playing now. I'm just playing, and that's the best part. So I'm going to grab my red and pull that through. Right? We're at the point of where I'm playing till I get what I want. Right? I'm going to grab that red. My brush is dirty. It's very dirty, and that's okay. Because whatever's in the brush is going to make my separations of color for me without having to work at it. So I'm going to grab some more of that red. Put the red in there, and I'm going to grab some yellow now. Didn't clean my brush. Going to grab some yellow. Put some money pieces in there. Right? Do, 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 do. So very, very light. Right? Here, there, not everywhere. And that is how you do a bun and how you do hair when you're facing when you are looking at her face and back. Okay, so you could turn around and, you know, if you were doing long hair, you do the long hair right under the ears if you want to. So I'm going to give you a close-up, so you can see. See all the separation of colors right there? See that? That's what I'm talking about. So you want all, see in the bun, see the direction of my brush strokes, right? I went up and curved, right? And then these I just pulled and swooshed straight down and throughout. All right, so that's what you're trying to obtain right there. That's what you want. That's what we want, baby. Yes. All right, so you have all that. So I'll give you guys that are painting along a chance to catch up mustard. All righty, let's do a little roll call. Kelly's in the house. She's going to be eating pizza soon. We got Lisa B, Artist, Margaret, Tina M, Diane, Jana, Cheryl, Cynthia, Lisa W, and Sue is here. Sue Bear. Sue is here. Hello, hello, hello. So, I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be painting with my fam again. What? And, Friday. So, Friday, we're doing our pumpkin with our dog here. And, you know, this is from a movie. I don't know if you guys know which movie it's from, but it is from a movie. Okay, so if you guys want to prepare for Friday, you might want to get yourself a black canvas, right? So you don't have to color your whole thing in black when we get started. So that is Friday. Purple seems to be a popular color up here. Yeah, purple hair is a popular color. And next Friday, so that's on the 1st is our lovely jack-o'-lantern. And then on the 8th, oh boy, is zombie apocalypse. So we got all of our zombies going on here. Gonna get your Mr. Nifties out. Right? So we have a zombie apocalypse happening right there, guys. So that is on the 8th. Oh yeah, coming to get you. Oh yeah. All right. So yes, yes, right? So, and you guys know you don't have to paint exactly what I'm painting. You could just hang out to get the background, because the background's really cool with the trees. So, but everybody do whatever you do. As long as you're creating and having fun, that's all that matters. It's all that matters. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you is let's do an afro. Let's do an afro. Okay, so let's do an afro, right? So right above her, I'm going to do another little face. Alright, so I'm grabbing Big Boy. Grabbing Big Boy. I'm going to make my, my beige color here. So white, yellow, red, right? Add a little of that brown in there. Why not? Why not? Just making a beige color. That's all I'm doing. So all I'm doing is making a beige color. Okay, and let's do our parentheses and our parentheses to make our head. Alright, parentheses and a parentheses to make our head. Alright, and we're going to do an afro. Afro, some nice curly kinky hair. Oh yeah, doing curly kinky hair. That's what we're doing. I love it. I love it. Right, and then I'm going to grab Tiny, and I'm going to put some ears on this person. Right, again, remember, your ears are like in the from the halfway point down. Alright? So remember, gotta leave some forehead, okay? You gotta leave some forehead. Let's throw in the eyebrows real quick here. Do some eyebrows. Oh yeah, some eyebrows in there. Just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right? Right? So we're gonna do the afro now. So I wanna get out my fluffy brush. I'm gonna get out my fluffy brush. Okay, so using medium fluffy going on here. Just an old beat up bristly brush. Some of you guys that got the brush sets have fluffies at home. So how amazing is that? This fluffy's been used a lot. Look, he hardly has any bristles left to him. Alright, and I'm going to grab that brown. I'm going to grab that brown and I'm going to grab some black with it. Again, I'm not going to overmix it on my brush. I'm going to do a little push and keep it moving. Alright? And what's cool with fluffy is I can just turn around and smush on the hair. I can just smush it on in there. I can just smush it on. Again, remember, thinner towards the ears. And then you can bring it out. Right? So I'm just smushing now, guys. I'm just smushing. And if you want to do a couple little twirls, you can do a couple little twirls in there. But I'm just smushing. That's all I'm doing. Grab some of that black. And I grab some of that brown. And we're just smushing. That's all I'm doing. Right? Thinner by the ears. Okay, and we could actually bring this out, right? Why not? Let's bring it out a little bit. Let's bring it out. This is an afro, right? I've seen people have afros that are like bigger than my head. They're bigger than my head. Alright, and just smushing with the fluffy. That's all I'm doing. Just getting all that texture in there. Sticking and moving. Right? Sticking and moving. That's all we're doing is smushing. That's it. Smushing, smushing, smushing. Alright, let me bring you guys up close. There we go. Alright, we're just smushing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just dabbing with my brush like this. That's it. Nice fluffy brush going on. So let's smush all that in there. Alright, and now this is a pretty dark base. So now we just need to add we're going to do a lighter tone and then even a lighter tone for our money pieces. Okay, guys? So I'm going to grab that brown that I made before. I'm going to grab that brown that I made before. I'm going to swirl tap dab the black out of my brush. We want all the black gone. Right? So I'm swirl tap dabbing. More you swirl, cleaner it gets. Right? And I'm going to grab that brown that I made before. Right? And I'm just going to do a little push, work it into my brush, and we're going to come in and, oop, I keep kicking the stand, sorry, and we're going to come in and do some smushes that are the lighter color. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. Alright, so you're going to put some of those in. I don't know if you can see that, but now you can see them. Okay, so we're going to add that, and now I'm going to turn around and grab the color that's the face. I'm going to grab the color that's the face while this is still wet. While this is still wet, and we're going to put some of that in there towards the top and a few mixed in. Alright, so this is very gradual, very light highlights in here, right? So I'm just putting those towards the top, say the light's coming from the top. Alright, and I'm doing very light dabs, and since my paint's still wet, I'm letting it work in a little bit. I'm letting it work in. Okay, because it's very, very subtle. Very subtle. Right? Maybe tap with your finger a little bit just to work that in a little bit. Alright, because you don't want to lose your dark. And if you lose your dark, that's okay. You just grab your dark color again, the black and the brown. I'm grabbing the black and the brown again, and I'm going to come in here because I lost some of my dark. A very, very, very light touch. Very, very, very light touch. And very little paint. If you noticed, I didn't even fill my paintbrush back up. And I put those darks back in. So this way, you have the separation of colors, and it's very subtle. S-U-B-T-L-E. You see that? And see how you get that nice texture and that fluff going on? That's trademark for an Afro. So there you go, guys. That is what you want to achieve right there. Right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, everybody. No worries, right? No worries. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you is, you guys mentioned curly hair. Right, Jana? It looks cool, right? It's not hard to do at all. You guys can totally do this. You can totally do this. No worries. I know you got this. Alright, so, you guys mentioned curly hair, so we're going to go back down. We're going to go back down to our split end lady here, right? And I'm going to grab my half-inch brush. I'm going to grab my half-inch brush, and I'm going to go to my base color brown, and let's give her some ringlets, right? So what you want to do is you want to do all of your brush strokes as a curve. Right? You want to do all of your brush strokes as a curve. Okay, that's what you want to do. So I'm grabbing some of that brown, and I'm going to grab a little bit of red with it. Again, not over mixing on my brush. I'm leaving it separate. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, and under her ear I'm going to start one. So I'm going to hold my brush really close, but I'm still going to use a light touch. And you just want to turn around and do a little swoop. Okay? And as you pull your brush across, since I added that red, it's going to separate the colors for me. So we're just adding some ringlets now. Okay, so there's one set. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. See how it's separate on my brush? I'm going to come over onto this ear. And I'm holding my brush close, and I'm just doing one motion, one swoop. One swoop, that's it. Okay, and then you turn your brush around and do it coming back on the other side if you want to clean your edges. You want to clean your edges up. Alright, and let's do another set right next to that. Right, so we're going to do another set right next to that. So this is coming from the top here. So I'm going to start up there. Alright, so you want to swoop one way and then a swoop the other way to clean the edge. Can this work to put eyebrows on yard ornaments? Sure. You want to put eyebrows? Yeah, these are my eyebrows right here. They're just little flicks of paint. That's all I did for the eyebrows. It's just little flicks of paint. That's all I did. And if you're doing bushy eyebrows, you can take a small fluffy and do bushy eyebrows. Whatever you want to do. Alright? So, I am putting my ringlets in. And again, you just want to follow the direction of the hair. Right, so this one starts up here, and I'm doing little curved lines. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to come back from the other side and clean it up. Right, so we're doing little curved lines here. That's all we're doing. Okay, and I'm going to put a few more pieces coming out to cover that top. A few more pieces coming out to cover this top. Okay, and then you need more ringlets coming from the back, so I'm going to make my brown a little darker color. Grabbing some black, and I'm going to put some ringlets that are in the back. Okay, so these are behind her head. Right? These are from behind her head. Okay, and I'll wipe off my brush. And say her neck is here. Right? That would be her neck. Right there, so we need another little set. Just grabbing my black with that brown. And we'll do another set right back here. And another set right back here. Yeah, they came as a plain color, so I painted them, but no indication of eyebrows, so they look weird, creepy, and I'm afraid to mess it up or make it look weird or creepier. That's funny, Alicia. That's funny. So, yeah, eyebrows are just, you just want to do a curve, okay? And you just want to do like a little flick, 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 and a little flick, flick, flick. Less is more, right? Less paint. The less paint, the better. And that's it. Alright, so I'm going to clean off my brush. And we're going to put in our highlights and our darker pieces. Okay, so I'm going to grab just brown now. I'm going to grab just the brown, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put in here, there, not everywhere. I'm going to put in some of this brown on this one. And I'm going to put in some brown on this one. Right? Light touches. Light touches of color. Okay? And now I'm going to grab my red with my yellow. And I'm going to put in the red and the yellow on here. And I'm just stacking these curved brush strokes. I'm just stacking them. So I do one, and then right underneath I do the other one. So we're just stacking them, that's all. You just stack them. Just like that, right? And under here I'm going to add some more. Okay. We're just stacking these curved pieces. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. You just pull at an arch with your brush, and you just put them one on top of the other. That's all you need to do. That's all. Practice on a separate piece of paper, Alicia. Just practice on a separate piece of paper first, and then once you have that arch down, you're good to go. So now, dirty brush and all, I'm grabbing some more of that brown, and I want to come in here and I want to do some darker pieces. Right? Here, there, not everywhere, and I'm not finishing it off. I'm just having it pull from one side. So I'm just pulling it from the one side. That's it. I'm just pulling it from the one side. Right? And wipe off my brush. Grab some of that red and that yellow again. And we'll put in the highlighted pieces. So you pull those from the other side. Okay? And I'm kind of skipping down now. I'm not stacking it. I'm just putting it like one there, one there, one over here, one over there, over here, over there. Right? We're not stacking. We're just kind of putting these in here, there, not everywhere. Okay, so you just want to put these in so they're, you know, they're hitting little money pieces, but they're not throughout the whole curl. So you just pull them from the one side and you'll get them. And that's how you would do curls, guys. So you just basically make all these little arching motions, you see? And then you get the separation of the colors. So if you notice, some of my strokes aren't going all the way through the curl. Like if you notice right here, I've got the dark on the one side and the lighter on the other. Alright? And then here I just have a piece of dark going to there. And then it's light, and then like another little piece of dark going through. And then on the other side here, let me show you. Alright? So you don't have to follow through the whole curve. But everything you paint, you want it to be at that curve. You want to make those curves. Okay, so as you're painting these, you're going to turn around and everything is going to be a curved line. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be, a curved line. Alright, and if you go over her face, if you wind up with lines over her face, I'm just going to make that peach color again. I'm just going to make that peach color. It's very hard to match up peach, guys. So if you're ever painting a face, make sure you make a lot of the peach that you're using, because it's very hard to match that up. It's very hard to make the same color peach again, to match your colors up. So anyway, I'm just going to cut her face back in. And we'll just come over here and cut her face back in. Okay. And if you need to do it with white to cover it first, you can do it with white. And then put your peach on top. Whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do, guys. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, so I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to put, I'm just going to grab some white paint because it's not really covering the dark color. But you just put some white down first and then you can cover your color. Oh, my mouth's still on vacation. You can color in you can color in your peach later if you need to. Okay, and there is her neck. Alright, so you can just paint it with white, but we're not worried about any of that. All we're worried about is the hair. So that is how you would do ringlets. Oh yeah, doing the ringlets. So, if you have any questions for me, 6,000% ask. The next thing I'm going to show you is a braid. And then we're going to be all set, unless you guys want to see something else. Unless you want to see something else, let me know, alright? Alright, so that's our ringlets. Okay, so, like, if you wanted to turn around off of our Afro and do the little ringlets that of the hair pieces, I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. Mr. Nifty comes free with any support sent to me, so let me do my commercial. So, it is always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. Just because our supplies aren't free, people. They're not free. So, I will give you all of my links. I have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. So, if you can, if you're able, that would be awesome. If not, if you share away, that works too. Okay, guys? So, just to let you know. Alright, and anybody that sends me support will get free nifties. Oh yeah, free Mr. Nifties. So, I'm just going to grab my black paint and I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to do the little ringlets. Right, so I'm going to make a little triangle, right, coming around the ear there. I'm going to do a little triangle. Okay. And I'm going to do a little triangle coming off of this ear. Right? Let's do a little triangle just with black paint. That's all I grabbed. And then I'm going to take Mr. Nifty and I'm just going to do a little curl. So you just do a little curl like that. And then over here you just do a little curl. And then you could add the little curls in. See? You just add the little curls in any way you want to. So you have your little curls going in there. Just like that. And then you have your ringlets. So, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to paint a braid. And if you have any questions for me, 6,000% ask. Or if you have anything you'd like to see, 6,000% ask. This is your practice session, everybody. Kelly, Lisa, Artist, Margaret, Tina, Ann, Diane, Jana is here, Cheryl and Cynthia and Lisa W and Sue. And we've got Alicia in the house. Alicia is here also. What? Yes, fam, yes. So. Okay, braid time. It's time to paint a braid. So I'm going to switch my canvas around again so we can get an open spot on my canvas here. Switcheroo. And switch it this way. There we go. Because I don't feel like stretching. No. If there's any how-tos you'd like to see, 6,000% ask me. And I will put it on the list unless I already did it. Yes, we're doing a braid, Kelly. You're not rid of me yet. We're going to do a braid. Oh, yeah. So, if there's any paint parties you'd like to see, 6,000% tell me. Because all of my ideas are your ideas, people. They're your ideas. Alright, so let's do blonde hair. Let's get tricky. Tricky. We're going to do some blonde hair. Because we're going to get tricky. Alright, so I'm going to put my base. So I'm going to grab some white. And I'm grabbing that dirty white that had the yellow and red in it. And I'm going to grab some yellow here. And it's kind of ucky, right? Again, not over mixing my colors. And I'm going to do the back of a head. So I'm going to do the back of a head just like that. Let's move it up a little bit so we have room for the braid. Alright, so we're going to do the back of a head right there. Okay, again. And then we're going to do... Gracie, you like the curls? Hello, 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 Gracie. How you doing, love? What's up, sweetheart? Gracie in the house. Everybody say hello, Gracie. Alright, so we're going to do... and now... What you want to do is you're going to turn around and follow the direction of the hair. If I tell you anything tonight, you missed a couple of weeks, huh? That's okay, it happens. I missed last week. If you learn anything from this tutorial, is follow the direction of the hair. Alright? So, if you hear my voice telling you anything, it's follow the direction of the hair. Okay, so we're going to do our braid. Right, and just do some swishy pieces at the bottom here. Just do some swishy pieces. Okay, so there is my base color. Okay, now I'm going to grab a little bit of red. A tiny bit of red with some more yellow, and with a light touch. Remember, guys, I'm going to put in some of the hair texture. So very, very, very light touch. And I'm just pulling this through and leaving it alone. Okay? That's it. A very light touch. Letting my brush do the work. Letting my brush do the work. Okay, so this piece will go down in the center, and then these sweep in from the sides, and that piece is going that way. Right? And this piece will come over here. So this is view a long braid looking at a lady from the back. Yes, Gracie, looking at her from the back. So one French braid going down the back of her head. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to grab that little bit of red and my yellow. And again, don't overmix it. Have it separate on your brush. French braid, yes. You haven't done a braid, Kelly. No. And I need to be a French braid. Yes. All right. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go on the side over here, and I'm going to pull upwards. Okay. So that is our first piece. And then I'm going to turn around and go from the side over here. And I'm going to pull upwards. So that is our next piece. Right? And then you're just going to crisscross these. That's all you're going to do. And I'm going to wipe off my brush and swirl tap dab it because it's getting mushy. So that's another thing, guys. You always want to check your brush. If it's starting to get globby and mushy and all ucky, then just give it a good swirl tap dab. Clean it all out. Nice clean brush here, so I'll get nice separation of color. Alright, grabbing that yellow, grabbing that red, right? See, yellow and red. I'm going to do a little wipe on the side of my palette because I had a lot of red on there. So I'm going to grab some more yellow, do a little swipe on the side of my palette. Okay, and make sure that I have that separated in there. Alright. And I'm going to come back in, and we're going to do the swoop up towards this one, and then you swoop up towards that one. Okay, swoop this way, swoop that way, swoop this way, swoop that way. Right, and then our braid ends. Okay, and I'm going to just fill this in better so this all connects. Right up there, right up there. I'm going to fill that in. Grab some of my yellow here. Pull that through, pull that through. Right, and put my money pieces and the flicks down here. I didn't leave myself very much room. All right, so now you have your basics in, and you're gonna let that dry. Let this dry. Let it dry. Everybody, let it dry. Because I know y'all want to keep messing with it. Let it dry, guys. Let it dry. Now I'm going to go in with the 1/2 inch brush. Go in with the 1/2 inch brush, and on the top part here, I'm going to add my highlights in, okay? So I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab some yellow. Alright, I'm going to do a little swipe on the side of my palette. Just a little swipe, and we're going to come up here, and we're just going to do flicks. Just doing flicks. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. So we're just doing some flicks to get some highlight on the top. Yellow and white. Yellow and white. Right? That's what I'm doing. Yellow and white to highlight that top part of her hair. Okay, and then I'm going to turn my brush sideways, and we're going to put some highlight into the pieces that are gathering into the braid. Right? So I'm going to put some highlights into these pieces that are starting off the braid right in here. Just doing sideways strokes, very little paint. Here, there, not everywhere. Just to show the direction of the hair. Right? Now I'm going to grab the microscopic amount of red. Like microscopic amount of red. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to put some darker pieces in here, because that is where the braid, and I'm just going to soften those out. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing a little back and forth motion to soften that out, because that is where the braid is gathering, right there. And then I want to highlight this piece. Swoop. Okay. And I'm going to grab some of that yellow and that white, and I'm going to highlight this piece. Swoop. Right on the line there. So you can see it's separated. Now the rest of this is just putting some dark and light in so you can see the crisscross. Alright, so I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of red. How much red? Microscopic amount. Look, see my brush? Hardly any paint on that bad boy at all. And I'm going to come in here, and right through here, right here is where the braid's hiding. So I'm going to put this, you notice I'm holding my brush like a pencil, and I'm just doing a very small touch, right? And then I'm going to pull it this way and do a little back and forth motion, right? Soften that out. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush and grab some of that yellow and white and put the lighter coming from this side. Right? And a little back and forth motion. So this way it softens up those shadow lines. Okay? And now the next piece I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some of that red. And I'm going to come in here. And this piece right here, this piece right here, I'm going to put my red in. Right there. Now I'm going to grab that yellow and white. Come from the other side. And soften that out. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to make sure you're paying attention to what pieces are crisscrossing into what. Alright? And I'm going to come over here, and this piece is going to be darker right there. This piece is going to be darker right here. This is going to be darker over here. Right? Wipe off my brush. Come in with the yellow and the white. And add the highlighted parts. Now I'm just doing small little motions here. That's all I'm doing. Right? So you're going to come in with the highlight part. Do a blend. And I'm just going back and forth like this to blend that dark into the light. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going right where the two meet. And I'm just going back and forth with my brush to blend that together. Alright, come in with my tiny, tiny bit of red. And we're going to have this piece under here. A little bit there. Put some red pieces in the tail part. Come in my white and yellow. Where they meet, right there, just a little back and forth. Just a little back and forth, that's all. Right? Pull that into where it flares out. Alright. What type of story paint with these hair, ladies? Casual slacks, tee, or jacket? I love it, Gracie. Right? I picture a denim jacket with a white t-shirt, right? Because it's getting a little chilly now in New Jersey. Fall's a coming. So I picture a denim jacket that has bad to the bone on the back of it. So use white and yellow for the highlight. Yes. And teeny, teeny bits of red for the shadow. Yes. So yellow doesn't show up without its friend white. And the red is like a paint that's kind of see-through. So when you put it on, you're still going to see your colors underneath, which is good. But you want a small, 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 small amount. So now I'm going to go back in and accentuate this with the next layer so that it pops even more. So the next thing I'm going to do, here, there, not everywhere, is I'm going to take my small round brush and I'm going to grab my white with my yellow. Right, I'm going to grab my white with my yellow, nice and bright and popping, and I'm going to turn around and add more highlighted pieces. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put swoops of highlighted there. I'm going to put swoops of highlighted here, right? And I'm just flicking my brush, guys. I'm not doing anything special, right? And this tiny is kind of beat up. He's beat up, so he's kind of got some frayed edges in him. So we like that, right? So that's why I'm getting away with using a tiny to do this, because he's beat up. See, his bristles are going everywhere, and that's okay. Ha ha! Yes, Gracie. Yes, the red is different. The red is for the shadow, hon. Right? I'm gonna grab that white and that yellow. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn around and highlight this piece. Just little flicks on it, that's all. I'm going to highlight this piece. Just doing little flicks on it. That's it. Right, so I'm going to work my way down. Here, there, not everywhere. And just add little highlighted pieces to this. So this way, you can see the sections of the braid better. Okay, and come into here and put some into the end. All right, and let's give her a ribbon. Let's give her a ribbon, huh? Let's give her a ribbon, right? Why not? Why not? Let's see. Let's grab Mr. Nifty, and we'll grab some blue and some white to go with her denim jacket. Okay, do your little tie right there. Right, again, arching motion. Do an arch line because the braid is around. I was trying to think of the fancy word for around. The braid is a cylinder, cylindrical. I don't know. Anyway, whatever fancy word you want to write in there. All right, let's do our little loop. Okay, do another little loop over here. Do some pieces hanging down into the hair. Right, do a few more, another piece hanging down into the hair. Let's give her a little ribbon. Matches her jean jacket. Right, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to come in with Mr. Nifty and just the red paint. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to do little flicks right in these corners. Just little flicks right in those corners to really accentuate the shadow. Right? So I'm going to do little flicks. Again, curved. Okay? And then there's some over here. We're going to do little flicks just to accentuate the shadow that much more. So I'm taking the tiniest amount of red paint and I'm going in those corners and I'm just going to do little flicks. And we could come up into here, do some little flicks, just little tiny. Little something, blend it out. Just to accentuate the shadows a little bit more. Haha, yep, I was born in the USA. Alright guys, so there's some blonde hair, there is your braid. I accentuated the shadows so you can see them better. Okay, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just make sure your brush strokes follow the strokes of the hair. Build it up slow. If you noticed, everything was a couple layers after everything dried. And you guys can do this. It's a hairy situation, but you guys got it. I know you do. Alright, so if there's no more questions, this is our how-to hair video. Replays are always available. Like I said, tips are appreciated. I will share those links again. And I want to thank you so much, fam, for joining me tonight. I hope you learned a lot of stuff. I hope you picked up a few tips and tricks to help you in your creations at home. And it's good to be back. I'm very happy to be back. So you guys are very welcome. See you guys Friday. Oh, yeah. So you are so welcome, artists. You are welcome, Lisa V. You are so welcome, Kelly and Margaret. Good night, Lisa V. You all warm my heart. I love you to bits and pieces. You're welcome. What is Friday? Gracie, Friday is our jack-o'-lantern with Zero, the pup, right? It's based off of that movie. And this is Friday. So if you want to get ready for Friday and have a black canvas, that'll put you ahead of the game. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy for Friday right there. You guys got it. That is Fridays. You're all set for Friday. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was awesome as usual. I love my fam. I love my painting fam. I hope you guys all learned something to help you create your own stuff. I have the YouTube channel, so please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really, really, really appreciate that. Good night, Tina. Yes, Kelly. So if you guys want a head start for Friday, black canvas will give you a big head start. That's for sure. Good night, good night, good night, Tina M. Thank you so much. We had lots of fam tonight. So, Jana, I hope you enjoyed your time. Deborah in the house. Hi, Deborah. Deborah being a little watcher. Good night, Deborah. Good night, Eve. Good night, Eve. That's me. Good night, Kelly. Good night, everybody. See you on Friday, Gina. Jana, welcome to the fam, love. It's all good stuff. Good night, good night, good night, all. And with that, I'm going to say good night. So, you all warm my heart. Have fun. Go create, okay? Mwah. Good night.